In today's video, we are going up the mountain by tram and down the mountain by foot. Today's adventure begins on the Sandia Peak Tramway in Albuquerque, New Mexico. The tram stretches from the northeast edge of the city to Sandia Peak on the ridgeline of the Sandia Mountains and has the world's third longest single span. It's the longest aerial tram in the Americas and was the longest in the world until 2010. The tramway ascends the steep western side of the highest portion of the Sandia Mountains from a base level of 6,559 feet to a top elevation of 10,378 feet. A trip up the mountain takes 15 minutes to ascend 3,819 feet. At one point, the cables are over 900 feet above the mountainside. The view shed from the tram includes all of Albuquerque and roughly 11,000 square miles of the New Mexico countryside. And the views are really extensive. You can see Mount Taylor to the west, Cabo Zone to the north and west, and the Manzanos down here to the south. So this is one you don't see very often. You got hiking, you got cross country, you got bathrooms, you got skiing, and hang gliding. A lot of people use the crest here as a launch point for hang gliding. Today, we're doing the La Luz Trail, the most famous trail in the Sandia Mountains. It's about 8 miles down. A lot of people like to hike up. We're being a little lazy. We're gonna hike down, but it's 8 miles. We're gonna lose about 3,000 feet in elevation, but its most famous trail, La Luz, is the light in Spanish. A lot of people think La Luz comes from some religious connotation, but there's also stories about a mining cabin that was up here that people could always see the light. So who knows, but let's go ahead and get started. So one of the amazing things about this hike is we are starting over 10,000 feet among the firs and aspen trees, and we will be hiking all the way down pretty much right into Albuquerque in the high desert of New Mexico. Here's something I've never seen before. These are all galls, but I've never seen them in this quantity, especially on aspen leaves. There's hundreds of them. Galls are basically insect eggs that the tree is growing around. That is the famous Kanas Cabin. We have another video on our channel that explores that, but it was built by the Civilian Conservation Corps in the 1930s. It's actually the third iteration of that cabin. One was destroyed in a storm, one was struck by lightning and burned down, and now this third cabin has been there for nearly 100 years. It's only September 20th, but fall is already coming in these high elevation areas. It'll still be weeks before fall reaches Albuquerque down below. These sheer cliffs are all made out of billion-year-old granite. This is looking down into Dominga Baca Canyon, also known as TWA Canyon, where in the 1950s, a TWA plane going from Santa Fe to Albuquerque crashed and killed all people on board. We have a video on our channel. You should check it out. So this is a cool spot that we don't see in the Sandias very often. We got a landslide right here. This granite has slid down and obliterated the trees all the way down the hill. These rock slide areas are called scree fields, and when walking across the scree field, you have got to be extremely careful. It is a perfect place to sprain or even break an ankle. So it's highly recommended you take things like a walking stick or trekking poles to help keep your balance, and you've got to take your time. We've seen a whole bunch of these very round holes in rocks, and I'm not 100% sure, but I don't believe they're natural. I believe they're probably spots that were drilled and the trail was blasted in here, because we're in a very rocky, very steep part of this trail. We've encountered a whole bunch of people hiking up in with just a water bottle and sneakers and a t-shirt, and this is climbing 3,000 feet up. You never know what's going to happen, so I would urge people to not do that, to be prepared, to have good shoes, first aid, and everything that you would need to survive a night. That doesn't mean you have to be comfortable and have a tent and all that, but like a good jacket. It would be very easy to break an ankle or something. And as a matter of fact, this trail has the highest rate of rescues and all, not only in the Sandias but all of New Mexico. So come out and be prepared. There are the radio towers high above us. If you remember our Sandia crest video, we were right up there. But we still have a very long way to hike down, and we are more than halfway through the La Luz Trail. I'm not really a fungus expert, but I believe this is turkey tail fungus. At least that's what I call it. Well, we are just about done. About 7.5 or 8 fairly grueling miles all the way down the La Luz Trail. It's really rocky, steep terrain. It's a lot of fun. Hope you enjoyed it, and we will catch you on the next one.